Alright, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. This is Mainly Outspoken. And today we're going to talk a little bit more about the game Atlas and the upcoming wipe for Season 11, which is tentatively scheduled for this Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. Of course, as always, subject to change at any notice, or any moment, I should say. We're going to take a look today at the official Atlas Discord server. This was just posted not too long ago and updated. These are some of the potential patch notes for Season 11. Now again, as it says right here, please note these patch notes are a preview and are still subject to change prior to implementation on the live servers, so this information could change. It says here, as mentioned in our previous announcement, there are some changes coming to the size, count, and layout of the official servers this season. There will be one 6x6 PvE server and 10 3x3 size PvP servers. And then it kind of goes into a little more detail here. It says the layout variations will be different. So for PvP servers, players will have access to 3 different map layouts. There's going to be Variant 1 is mostly temperate. Variant 2 is all equatorial and tropical, and same for Variant 3, all equatorial and tropical. So there's 3 different variations of the servers, and there's 10 in total, so I guess there'll be 4 of one and 3 of the others. That's kind of an odd number there, but there's 10 servers altogether with 3 different varieties. Maybe the Variant 1, that's the mostly temperate, maybe that will be the one that has 4. We'll have to wait and see. And then they give the list here of all the names of them. So we've got the Kraken's Grasp will be the PvE server. Remember, there's only one PvE server. Then we have Cobra Strike, which is Variant 1. The Shark's Frenzy, Variant 1. Typhoon Lagoon is Variant 1. Crimson Tides is Variant 2. Redbeard's Revenge is Variant 2. The Royale Reef is Variant 2. And okay, so Variant 3 is the one that's going to have 4. That's Greedy Gulf, Ivory Shores, Seagull's Beak, and Stingray's Bay. So that's the one that will have 4. And so basically there's 7 of them that will be all equatorial and tropical, and then 3 of them will be mostly temperate. There's the list right there of all the names. So when Wednesday comes and you're trying to join a server, you're going to look for these different names here for which server you're going to join. So gameplay changes, it says for the PvE server, again, it's a 6x6. The quest content will be available. All of the grids are unclaimable lawless, so you won't be able to claim an island. There are no regions or portals, and no Maw waters. Again, that's for the PvE server, which will be named Kraken's Grasp. So for PvP, again, there's 10 3x3 servers. It's a mixture of NA and EU servers. I believe they said that the PvE server is only in the EU. The quest content will not be available on PvP. That's a big one. So no Power Stones, no Kraken, none of that stuff's going to be available on PvP. There is a mixture of claimable islands, claimable lawless, and unclaimable lawless grids. Now, from what I heard today in the Discord, and again, this is all subject to change, apparently there's like 3 of each. So you're going to have 3 regions that'll have claimable islands, 3 regions of lawless, and then 3 regions of claimable lawless, which is the areas, where you use the claim towers to just claim a small part of the island. No peace timers, though. There are no regions or portals, no Maw water regions, and it's going to have boosted rates for PvP. So let me know what you think about that in the chat and in the comment section. They go on to talk about they're going to have a winter holiday event. So they were just finishing up the Halloween event. If you've been playing, the Halloween event is now over. But winter has arrived in Atlas, so cozy up next to a warm fire and enjoy the jolly times ahead during the limited time event. It says they're going to have a lot of holiday items from the vendors at the Freeport Island. They're going to have a gold turkey statue, a cooked turkey decoration, cooked turkey cannon skins. So they had the pumpkin skins this time around that actually shot what looked like pumpkins. And then the cannon trail was a bright orange color, so I guess they're going to have turkey ones this time. They're going to have the top hat, Santa hat, Christmas tree, festive lights, holiday gift, the sleigh, a snowman, the stocking, a wreath, and then they're also going to have a snowball cannon skin, so it'll make it look like your cannons are shooting snowballs. And then they're also going to have a sleigh saddle, which you can equip on horses, bears, and cows. That'll be interesting. They are adding in a new structure, it looks like. It's called the Barn. The Barn is a structure that's used to store up to 255 tames. Tames in the barn will not reproduce or require food, so they basically go into stasis. But you can store 255 animals in that one structure, which is kind of crazy. Considering tame limit is usually only like, 300 in a normal grid? You can put 255 in one barn, and I'm assuming... Now, I shouldn't say assuming. I'm not sure if you can have multiple of these. That would get kind of crazy if you had 2 or 3 of those full of animals and then they got destroyed and they would all pop out and all of a sudden you've got 600 tames in your server. It says the barn can be crafted in the smithy after learning the Beast Mastery 2 skill. This I thought was actually quite interesting. There's a new structure called the Bait Station. It says the Bait Station is a small structure used to lure and bait nearby creatures with their preferred food. The bait station can be picked back up and reused as long as the inventory has been emptied. Well, that's kind of cool. So you can put it down in one area, and then if you decide later you want to pick it up and move it to somewhere else, you can do that. It says to activate the bait station, a toxic compound needs to be added as a fuel. Each of the different fuels will provide a different effect to the bait that creatures consume. And then it goes on to talk about what the different baits do when you put them in this bait station. So when you put in toxic flora, it says it will pacify creatures to allow easy passive taming, and it only affects wild creatures. The maxed creatures that can be baited at a time with toxic flora is 1, and the tame will continue to be affected and consume bait from the bait station until one of the following occurs. Either the bait station is deactivated, the creature is successfully tamed, the creature is damaged, or the bait station runs out of food. So that's interesting. So when it says passive taming, I'm assuming that means like when you go up to feed like a chicken, you don't have to bola it, you just walk up to it and feed it. I'm assuming that's what that means. So even creatures like a bear or a horse that you normally would have to use a bola on, you may be able to just walk up to it and feed it with this thing. I could be wrong on that, but that seems to be what it is. Now it says when you use toxic sludge, that will slow the movement speed of creatures, and it will affect wild and tamed creatures, only tamed creatures on PvP servers. It will not affect tames owned by the company who placed the bait station or their allies. The max number of tames that will be affected is 5, and the time the effect lasts depends on the bait potency set on the bait station. So that's pretty interesting. You use toxic sludge, and it will actually slow down enemy creatures when they get in the radius of it. It says you can also use Venom. Venom will add a bleed effect. It's 5% health over 10 seconds. It's for PvP servers only, and it will cause aggression on the affected tames. Tames will only target players and tame creatures owned by enemy companies. It will affect wild and tamed creatures on PvP servers. Oh, and only tamed creatures on PvP. Okay. And it will not affect tames owned by the company who placed the bait station or their allies. Max number of baits is 5, and the time the effect lasts depends on the bait potency set on the bait station. So here's the bait potency. It says players will have the option of increasing this time, the time a creature is baited by changing the bait potency from the bait station's menu. Tames will consume more food when the potency is higher. Okay, so 1 food is 10 seconds, 2 food 12, 3 food 14, and so on, all the way down to 6, which will do 20 seconds. So you can set it up that way, and they will consume 6 food at a time, and the effect would last 20 seconds. And again, this can be crafted in the smithy after learning Beast Mastery 2. So that is the bait station that's coming, and that's pretty interesting. So it does a variety of different things. It will help you with taming, it will help slow down enemy creatures, or you could actually set it to damage enemy creatures with a bleed effect. So it'll be interesting to see what that does in PvP and how that affects the game. As they mentioned before, they're adding the cow carts, so that's also for bulls as well. You'll be able to pull carts, carriages, and sleighs. It says, while horses may be faster and bears tougher, nothing compares to a cow when it comes to the beasts of burden. Storage carts pulled by cows have an increased bonus to weight reduction, allowing players to haul extra heavy loads of goods. Okay, so that's cool. So when you put the storage cart on the cow, it actually will be better than if you use it with a horse or a bear and carry more stuff. Very cool. And then they do go on to list a bunch of, bug fixes and things like that. I won't go through all of these right now. You can read these for yourself in the Discord server. But they're adding a bunch of fixes, apparently. Things that were a problem clearly in the last season. They talk about how the duplicated ships were causing like duplicated items. Just looking through these very quickly. They says they fixed a bunch of spelling mistakes. They fixed an issue where a ship docked in an armored dock could be sunk by another player with a bucket. Okay, I didn't even know that was a thing. So, and of course they're removing the holiday items and things like that. So go ahead and head over to the Atlas official Discord if you want to read this for yourself. I'm sure they will post this on playatlas.com once it's finalized and once they get the official the official patch notes out. But this is what we're tentatively looking at for Wednesday's update for Season 11. Let me know what you think about it in the comments section, and we'll see you out there on the Seas of Atlas. Thanks for watching.